What is YouTube? It's your boy YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Coming at y'all with another fight update. Coming directly from Dana White. It's been announced that at UFC, it's a fight night. It's going to be in September in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on Mexican Independence Day. In the co-main event, KELVIN GASTELUM will be taking on SHAVKAT RAKHMONOV in the welterweight division. Should be a banger. And my immediate thoughts of this matchup was, SHAVKAT, I think KELVIN GASTELUM said he wanted the matchup. SHAVKAT wanted the matchup. I really like the fact that two fighters call each other out and they get that fight, because that doesn't always happen. But my other thought was, like, SHAVKAT, this is like kind of a bit of a mismatch a little bit. But now that I'm thinking more about the fight, and I haven't really got too much time to really think about it, but I think just think about the Jeff Neal fight, because that's the first time we really saw SHAVKAT against elite competition for real, against a really good striker. KELVIN kind of fits that mold. I think if KELVIN shows up, because the first battle, that's going to be, let's forget about the fight. We got to first think about KELVIN making 170. I think that's the first big battle. Because I think if KELVIN GASTELUM shows up how he did, like looks how he did in the Curtis fight, really crisp on the feet, all that type of stuff, how he's been looking at his recent performances, especially in the last performance right there, prime KG shows up, he gives SHAVKAT a lot of problems. And now it's not as big of a mismatch, if a mismatch at all. Maybe he even wins that fight. But my concern is him making the weight, maybe being drained, and then going in there fighting a hungry prospect like SHAVKAT. SHAVKAT kind of just puts it on him. But now SHAVKAT's hittable, man. He's pretty hittable on the feet. We shot out with Jeff Neal was catching him with some really good shots. And his wrestling isn't it's not as good as I think we might have thought. He has the submission skills. He had the stand and choke that he got on Jeff Neal. That was pretty nasty, but it seemed like he pulled out everything in his arsenal to like get that choke. It wasn't as easy as his other ones. Still really impressive, all finishes. But things are starting to get tougher at like the upper echelon of the division, as you can see, where he can't. But I was really concerned with the fact that he couldn't take down Jeff Neal. Because I didn't know. Maybe Jeff Neal has like crazy takedown defense, but I feel like a guy like Hamza would be able to take down Neal or like some other guys. Maybe his wrestling isn't as good as we thought it was. But there's definitely a path to victory for KELVIN GASTELUM if he can defend the takedowns like Jeff Neal did. And he's going to be tough. SHAVKAT might have to go out there and submit. I saw someone on Twitter, they said something like this, like he's going to have to go out there and submit KELVIN because he's not going to knock him out. He wasn't able to knock out Jeff Neal. So, what makes you think that he's going to be able to knock out a durable guy in KELVIN GASTELUM? It's just not like it's just so very, very tough guy. He's up there with like some of the best chins in the UFC. Really, really tough guy out there. Yeah, man. I still, my official prediction, I'm still going with SHAVKAT, but I think he'll struggle. Maybe even more than he did in the Jeff Neal fight, but I think he'll pull it through. But it's going to be a performance where people are going to be questioning whether he is still that next guy up to be the champion. He's going to struggle in this matchup. I feel like it's going to be Arman Tsarukyan, Joaquim Silva-esque, where it's like, well, even though I was still really impressed with that performance because it showed I saw improved ground and pound in that matchup. The striking's always been something that I said in my breakdown, I haven't been too impressed with his striking, and he got caught, something I kind of saw coming. But I really liked it. I really love the improved ground and pound from him. I think that's something that he can utilize against some of these top. Well, I think that was a big thing missing in Arman Tsarukyan's game. But I think it's going to be something of that nature where we're expecting a show-out performance from SHAVKAT, masterclass, and it ends up being pretty disappointing, where he probably gets a decision win, maybe. So I think he'll get the win, but it'll be a lot tougher than people think. And he's going to struggle for sure to get that win, but he'll get it eventually, I think. But it'll be an underwhelming performance, and people are going to maybe calm down on how we view SHAVKAT RAKHMONOV when it comes to title contention and beating guys like, obviously Styles make fights, but beating the upper echelon of the division. Bilal, Usman, Burns, Leon Edwards, Colby Covington, all those guys. So, yeah, give me SHAVKAT RAKHMONOV by decision. That's my initial thoughts of the matchup. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Peace out, Moscow. You already know what it is.